The following is a presentation of KBEK Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's gonna high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Their wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Mora High School for tonight's girls basketball matchup between the Mora Mustangs and the St. Francis Saints. I, of course, am Ethan Game Day Gilman. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. It's not just me tonight, though. I've got a special guest who's joining me once again, Mr. Chris Gable. First of all, thanks so much for joining me once again here this evening.
Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here to broadcast the Mora Mustang girls and the St. Francis Saints with Game Day. Should be an exciting ball game here tonight.
It should be, as we take a look at the court. Of course, you're pretty familiar with being around here. Know a lot of people know you. Well, what is it like to be back on this side of things?
It's I'm excited to broadcast here. I've never seen a game in this new gym. I worked here up until 3 years ago. I worked here for 21 years, and I was actually the former head girls basketball coach here for 6 years. So I'm excited to be back here, and I actually taught 5th grade here, so I had some of these girls in my class back in the day. So I'm excited to watch tonight.
Absolutely. It should be, and we mentioned it should be a good game as well, but yes, a beautiful new gym for this Mora Mustangs team. It has been the site to a lot of fun games, and this one should be no different. As we take a look at the matchup here tonight, taking a look for Mora, they come out of last week an overtime loss this last weekend to Barnum. It started out well for them, not the finish they were hoping for, but they held on to get into overtime, but unfortunately they did lose to Barnum, but still a good game nonetheless. But again, kind of as it says here on the paperwork, kind of a tale of two halves there for the Mora Mustangs, and when you look at that as whether it's a coach, as a player, Chris, how do you make sure that that doesn't happen going forward, or even if it does, making sure you finish out a game like that?
I think you just, as a coach, you're going to focus on the positives. Mora has 3 seniors that are going to be key tonight, but other than that, they've got a lot of younger girls who are still learning Coach Dalby's system. So I think you focus on the positives, and you take those and you work through those in practice, but then you also pick 1 or 2 negatives that you think were most instrumental in that second half that led to the overtime loss. Just looking at it, so it looks like they had 35 turnovers that night. They're struggling to shoot the ball. So you focus on running an offense that can maybe get you some better looks, working on some ball handling drills. It looks like they're working through things without their main point guard, Abby Kellish, tonight, who's out with a knee injury. So you got a lot of young girls, and this is where you really need those 3 seniors, Tegan Oslin, Megan Sperling, and just step up tonight and take the leadership role over. And Amber Fix was the 3rd one I was missing. Those 3 really need to step up. They're playing against a good team tonight, a bigger team, a better team as far as record-wise goes. But when you look at common opponents, they're fairly even, and Mora can play with them, and they just have to believe that.
Yeah, they do. And taking a look at St. Francis, a younger team this year. The last couple of seasons they've been pretty young, but this year especially young as we take a look at their roster. They've got 1 senior on the entire, on the entire roster. That is Macy Haas. And so when you look at a team like this in St. Francis, they have done a good job with this youth, though. They are 5-5, but again, a ton of juniors, some freshmen and 8th graders, even a few 7th graders on here look to be twins, the Schoenrock twins, plus their sister. So this is a team who it seems like more or less is a close-knit team here for the Saints of St. Francis.
Yeah, I think St. Francis is on a 4-game winning streak, and that includes 2 big conference wins over Zimmerman and Cambridge Isani. And I think as a coach, you've got to make sure that you're not overlooking this Mora team tonight. You've got to stress the basics, the fundamentals, really focus on the things that led to your 4-game victory. That what got you those 4 wins, and you really go back to those and rely on those. And you're traveling north here an hour. You cannot overlook this Mora team. They will. They got the power. They got the shooting. And a well-coached team under Coach Dalby that they could surprise you and pull off an upset here tonight.
They really could. This Mora team has been a lot of fun this year. Again, only 2-6 on the season, but again, they have been very exciting. They do sit at the bottom of Section 6AA right now with that 2-6 record, but taking a look at some of their numbers here the last couple of weeks, they had 7 free throws between them and Kimball. Then they had 10 was their percentage of their 3 points in the last 2 games, and then they had 35 turnovers in their loss to Barnum. So something to watch out for in this one is definitely the turnovers. I feel like that is something that everybody watches out for every single time you go out onto the court. It's inevitable, really, but it's limiting the turnovers, I feel like, and to have 35 in one game is certainly not going to help you win many games. So turnover-wise, what is something you can do as a team to maybe limit the turnovers?
Well, you want to limit your turnovers, obviously, but then if you do turn the ball over, don't give up on the play. Hustle back. Make a defensive play. Make a big stop. It's when you give off those points off the turnovers that is going to really, really determine whether you win or lose this game. So limit turnovers, run a set offense, pick your best offense and run it through until you get a good look, a good shot. And don't be afraid to shoot. If I'm Coach Dalby, I'm telling my girls tonight, if you got an open look, you got to shoot the ball. Don't be afraid. Shoot the ball with confidence. Put it up because you will not beat St. Francis tonight if you have 35 turnovers. And I think Coach Dalby knows that. He's been around the block. He knows 35 turnovers is not going to get it done tonight.
Certainly not. And continuing on, looking at both of these teams, of course, we mentioned the 4-game win streak for the Saints, but they are also led in shooting by guard Amara Stancer. She can really get it done anywhere. Of course, the sisters who really complement each other really well. I mean, I feel like that goes without saying, and that might be fairly obvious, but they do, again, we talked about the family, the chemistry that they have, and I feel like that is going to be one of the things that you focus on here tonight with this St. Francis team. But again, they are 5-5, playing out of Class 3A in Section 5. That is home to probably the best team in the state right now in Monticello. Monticello is absolutely just playing at a different level than everyone else in the state right now. They are, for good reason, the number 1 team in the state. But St. Francis is toward the bottom half of that section, but it's a really good section. You've got Totino Grace, who's, again, a top 10 team. Then you've got Princeton, who we know how good they can be each and every year. They're having another good year. Then you've got Becker, who has been historically pretty good. Then you've got Fridley. Then St. Francis behind them. Then Coon Rapids, Zimmerman, and Big Lake. And I think the teams that are behind St. Francis kind of may not look like they're the best teams record-wise because they have 3, 2, and 1 wins. But this is still a very competitive section, even with Big Lake, Zimmerman, and Coon Rapids, a combined 6 wins. This is a St. Francis team, again, who is young, but they play in a really strong section. So for them to play in a game against Mora, for a lot of people, may not make a ton of sense. But I think for St. Francis, we had talked about it a little bit, is being competitive and getting that confidence up during the regular season. That way, once you get into the postseason, you know what it looks like to have that confidence, to gain that confidence, and maybe even play from behind a few times, but just being competitive each game.
Yeah, St. Francis, I think, the last few years has been down, and so they're rebuilding their program, and Coach Bennett has done a nice job this year getting them to 5-5. Great start. Like we said, a young team, 1 senior. One of the Schoenrock sisters are 7th graders. We saw one of them in the JV game here today. And so they're very young. And so he's teaching them about how to win basketball games, how to play basketball the proper way. Because these girls are going to be around for years to come. And, you look at those section standings, something tells me in a few years you're going to see St. Francis as one of the top 3 teams in this section.
There's no doubt about that. Of course, St. Francis, they know a thing or two about playing good basketball. They have 2 coaches, 2 of them, who are formerly Golden Gophers, and one of them was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten, and as well as an honorable mention, that is their head coach, Traveris Bennett, he led the Big Ten in steals in 2002. And then their assistant coach, Rob Schoenrock, he is actually a Hinckley alum, but he also played for the Gophers in the 97-98 season. So pretty cool to have them both here, both former Gophers. But again, they bring in that pedigree of knowing basketball pretty darn well. But we shift focus now to Mora, and we had talked about, unfortunately, Abigail Kellish, who is out with that torn ACL. What does that do for this Mora team with her being out? Because it seems like she's been on this team for forever and has also been in the starting lineup, what, again, seems like for forever.
Yeah, it's like losing your heart and soul. I officiated this team in the summertime, and she's their leader. She's their ball handler. She's the fire. She's going to be fiery and have some hard fouls, and she plays with a lot of heart. And to have her miss a game or to have her miss the rest of the season, now that takes an effect on your team. Somebody has to step up, and you got 3 other seniors on this team, and you have a lot of young girls. So these young girls need to learn from the example the seniors set for the rest of the way here. This is a team that's rebuilding. Like I said, Coach Dalby's second season here in Mora. They really, really want to focus on building the program. It's not about wins and losses, but also just building the culture, building the program. What does it mean to play Mustang basketball?
Absolutely, and again, they play out of Section 6 AA, do the Mustangs. That is home to, well, not only a bunch of our local teams, but a bunch of good teams as well. We've got Albany, who is having a little bit of a down year, but then when you look at their schedule, well, they're playing some of the top teams in the state. So a down year, probably not, but they're getting prepared for another postseason run, which seems, again, inevitable. Each and every year they're in this section championship, as is the boys team. But taking a look at the section standings in 6AA, it is Sock Center up there all alone, looking like one of the best teams in the state. Pine City beat them once last year, came to the playoffs, unfortunately couldn't do it. But then you've got Royalton in second, Annandale in third. I was really excited to see what this Annandale team could do this year because they were really good last year. Then you got Spectrum, who seems like they have been a team almost in limbo and kind of waiting to get their opportunity, and now they've got it this year. Then Legacy Christian, Malacca, that's going to be a fun team to watch. They've got one of the best defenses I've seen this year. Then you've got Pine City, 2 spots behind Malacca and Foley. Again, a really good team there. And then Mora at the bottom of the section at this point. So we are going to get a word from our fine sponsors. Of course, we can't do it without them. And then, after that word from our fine sponsors, we'll be back for tip-off here in Mora for this girls' basketball game. But first, the national anthem and our starting lineups on KBEK.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an Auto Owners Insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners, with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
Your local radio home for Minnesota Vikings football is WCMP.
Breaks another at the 30, and is loose!
Your favorite hometown team with your favorite players.
Caught by Jefferson!
Don't miss the hits, the action.
Touchdown Vikings!
Catch the excitement all season long.
And he caught it!
Minnesota Vikings football is on Cool Country 100.9
WCMP.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare, information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Go online to pine.edu for more information. Pine Technical and Community College, connect with success.
Back here on WC or KBK, nice 95.5 FM. As we get set for tip-off here in this game, Ethan Game Day Gilman, Chris Gable alongside me here for this one. And as we look at our starting lineups for the Saints of St. Francis, it is going to be number 2, Emily Schoenrock, number 20, Naomi Brasky, number 21, Alyssa Anderson, number 22, Macy Haas, then number 23, Mira Stancer. There are of course, if I could find the English, head coached by Traveris Bennett. And on the other side for the Mora Mustangs, it's going to be number 11, Elia Kastenbauer, number 14, Megan Sperling, number 22, Addison Axtell, 23, Tegan Oslin, and 24, Amber Fix. And they are, of course, head coached by Lance Dalby. The Saints, a little bit different blues here tonight. Blues, but different blues. Saints will be wearing their all-white uniforms with the navy blue trim, or dark navy blue, whichever you'd like to call it, on the neck, the sleeve of the jerseys, and the bottom of the shorts, the navy blue letters and numbers. For the Mora Mustangs, they'll be wearing their true blue home uniforms, the white stripe down the side of the jersey and short, the white trim on the sleeve, neck, and bottom of the shorts, and then those white letters and numbers. They got to introduce the bench buddies here for the Mora Mustangs. Pretty cool that they get to have this opportunity to be here and be a part of the bench and watch the girls play. But now we get ready for this game. And Chris, your final pregame thoughts here before we get ready for tip-off.
Well, I think Mora's going to want to come out fast, right? They're going to want to send the message to St. Francis that they're just not going to roll over. They want to just send the message that, hey, St. Francis, if you're going to win tonight, you're going to have to work hard. We're going to make you earn every bit of it. And so I think that's the key here for Mora. Come out fast, play hard, shoot the ball when you got an open shot, make St. Francis earn everything.
It will be Amber Fix and Emily Schoenrock at the center line for tip-off. Of course, the Schoenrocks, rather. They've got the advantage in height. They are pretty tall, pretty lanky as well. They've got those long arms, so that should bode well. But it is going to be the Mustangs who win it. Axtell has it. She got some playing time last year, came off of JV, played pretty well on varsity, and now she gives it off to Fix on that far side. It goes off of her foot and out of bounds. We talk about Abigail Kellish kind of being the energy for this Mora team. Fix does a pretty good job of that as well, though. Yeah,
Fix is a great leader, great senior. She's going to be instrumental tonight if the Mustangs want to win this game.
So the Saints have it now, and they're into their offensive zone.
Yeah, it looks like the Mustangs are playing a little 2-1-2 zone here on defense.
Stancer has it, now gives it off on the far side to Brasky. Brasky gives it near side to Anderson. Anderson on that Mustangs text on the near side gives it now to Schoenrock on the far side. Open is Brasky for 3, and that is good. A good-looking shot there from Brasky to get the points on the board for St. Francis. Sperling will bring it, and instead gives it back to Fix. Fix has a lane to drive. She gets into the offensive zone. Tried to give it over to Oslin, but it is knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with the Mustangs as it was out of bounds by the Saints. So Fix will come near side and get set to inbound now. She'll get it into Axtell. Axtell looks to the far side, back to Fix on the near side. On the elbow, guarded by Schoenrock. Gets a screen now. Oh, yep, she traveled. I was going to say she got away with the travel, but did not. The referee did notice it there at the last second as she handed it to Sperling. Just a half step too late on that handoff.
I think you're seeing Mora really miss their leader point guard here right now so far early on in this one.
So the Saints have it back. They'll give it up to Stancer. Stancer on that far side. Bounce pass inside now to Brasky. She gives it off on the near side to Haas, and Haas, she'll drive right inside in the paint. Lost the ball. Her teammate Schoenrock came up with it. We've got a loose ball once again. The shot is up. No good there by Brasky, but we get a foul here on Mora. It'll be their first team foul, and the first on Amber Fix. So now Haas will go to the line and shoot some free throws. First one is no good. And the second one is good. So 1 of 2 there for Haas, and it is 4-0 St. Francis. And a steal off the inbound, and 2 for Stancer. The steal there by Haas, and the pass to Stancer for 2 to make it 6-0. Another steal, possible. No, we're going to get a jump ball, but the possession here is going to point the way of the Saints anyway, so it's as good as a turnover. And it will be Saints ball once again.
Their trapping press here has caused Mora some problems.
Now we've seen a couple teams struggle to try and get out of press. What is one of the maybe the easier things for a team to get out of press as we see a rebound here by Axtell?
Just slow down. I think that's important. Oftentimes people want to put the ball on the floor and just dribble, try to dribble. And just slow down, look at what you see, look at the floor, examine the floor, and think about the things you've been taught in practice. What is your press breaker? How do you beat it?
Saints would get the steal back by Anderson, then Haas actually double dribbled, so the Mustangs get it back. No harm, no foul on that. Axtell with it. She gives it off the far side to Fix. Fix guarded by Schoenrock. She got a screen, lost the ball, picks it up in that far side corner, which is going to be tough to get around her. Again, those long arms, but she tries to get it off to her teammate there. Castanbauer, it is knocked out of bounds by a member of the Saints. That was Stancer, I believe, and it will stay with the Mustangs. 16:04 to go in this first half. They do have it 5-0 up on the scoreboard. So we'll change ours to keep with it. Now Castanbauer drives inside, and her shot was no good, but that's for a reason. She was fouled, and that's going to be Haas with her first foul. And Castanbauer goal line to shoot 2.
Good strong take by Castanbauer. Going to the basket hard, getting fouled.
First one is up and good. So she gets the Mustangs on the board to make it 5-1. This one got that friendly roll. So 2 there for Castanbauer. It's 5-2. Saints still with the lead. On that far side, Haas with it. She'll give it inside to Schoenrock. She almost lost it. Stancer.
Her height advantage there really was important in saving that turnover.
It really was. Is now on the far side a 3. It is in and out and no good. And now a foul on the rebound for Sperling. She gets fouled. It will be a foul on St. Francis. Great job there by Sperling position-wise to get that rebound. Anderson will be the guilty Saint. Feels weird saying guilty Saint, but she did commit the foul, and now Mora will get set to inbound. Showing full court press once again are the Saints. Axtell breaks out of it, then gives it up on the far side to Sperling. Sperling will pause, get a screen, and then drift to the far side. She'll put up a shot. Sperling, no good, a little bit long. Axtell had it, but unfortunately lost it out of bounds, and it will go back to St. Francis.
A good possession there by Mora, breaking the press. Axtell did a great job getting up the floor, breaking the press, and getting a good shot up.
Quick up the court for Saints. Anderson has it, and it is stolen away. Sperling, she was right in the way, and then she had it knocked out from behind by a member of St. Francis, but it will stay with Mora. That was just, Sperling knew it was coming and just stepped right in the way. Fix will now get set to inbound. Should mention that Mora's going right to left on your radio dial as Tegan Oslin with the inbound drops it in for 2. And the Saints will go left to right on your radio dial. Anderson with it.
Last minute's been really important for Mora after being down 5-0 in the first 2 minutes. And just showing St. Francis that we're here to play. We're not going to just let you run away with this one.
An errant pass for the Saints leads to a turnover. Then an errant pass from Mora leads to a turnover. It's Schoenrock with the steal. And the Saints slow things down just a tad. But it's Castanbauer who says, give me that right back. Looked like Harrison Smith's interception last night. Takes it away, gives it to Amber Fix on the far side for 3. A little too strong. And, that rebound was up for grabs. Mora didn't seem to want to go after it at first, but now it is going to be rebounded here by Stancer. We'll give her the official rebound as she drives inside and she gives it off. That shot too strong, and be a rebound here for Oslin. Tegan Oslin battling inside for that rebound, gives it to Fix. Now to Castanbauer. Castanbauer up the court on that far side, trying to drive all the way inside. Fakes a shot, gives it off underneath the basket for Sperling, and it is no good. And Schoenrock, that length proving to be a key there for that rebound. Otherwise, Mora probably would have had it and taken the first lead. 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Still a 1-point difference. Stancer on the far side gives to Anderson near side for 3. It's no good, and it's Fixed there for the rebound. I've been really impressed with Mora. Well, as we see a turnover, Haas will get the turnover, and she gives it off to Stancer, and Fix with the block, and unfortunately just not real aware of where she was at on the court. Could have, probably should have had a steal, but she was on the boundary line, and it will stay with the Saints, but a great block by her nonetheless. And now looks like we get a few substitutions. It's 33 and 40 who check in for the Saints, and 15 who checks in for Mora. So while we got a 30-second timeout, we'll keep it here to give you the names of the substitutions. 15 for Mora. That is going to be Emma Axtell, and Emma and Addison played really well last year. I was really impressed with how they played. And then, of course, on the other side for the Saints, 33 is Addison Clancy, and 40 is going to be Haley Schoenrock, again, a 7th grader, ladies and gentlemen.
Mora's done a nice job here. Like I said, the last 2 minutes here, staying in the ball game, it looked like when St. Francis set up that press. I think it was 3 turnovers right in a row. Boom, boom, boom. We fall down 5-0. Mora's done a nice job of bouncing back from that, keeping their confidence up, and really making St. Francis work. St. Francis already has 4 turnovers themselves, so they're really making St. Francis work for everything here.
Inbound trying to go to Haas, but nearly stolen away by Addison Axtell. She gives it now to Clancy. Clancy will drive, gives it to Schoenrock. Schoenrock all the way across court, but Amber Fix is there, nearly with the steal. Great job by Stancer, though. Keep that ball alive for St. Francis. Now a long 2 here for Clancy is good. It's going to make it 7-4. Bring it up the court is Addison Axtell. Makes a nice move, gives it back to Fix on the near side now for Sperling. Sperling gets a screen. She'll give it to Emma Axtell. Emma Axtell tried to go inside. A little bit of a ill-advised pass, but Mora's going to be okay and come back up with the ball. We'll give it near side corner to Addison Axtell. Great drive. Then gives it off to her sister. Her shot is no good, but she draws the foul. That was a great decision there by Addison Axtell to drive baseline and then pass it off at that last moment.
Great move, great pass to her sister. Let's see if her sister can knock down some free throws, tie the ball game up. Oh, not tie the ball game up, but cut into the lead.
Addison Clancy was the guilty St. Francis player, and again, Emma Axtell drops in the first one. So far, so good.
In for Mora, 23, Tegan Osleen. Also in number
15 for St. Francis is El Herzog.
Chloe Yoder into the game for the Mustangs here.
And Axtell hits them both. So 7-6, a 1-point difference. As we see Haas with it, gives it to Stancer. Stancer goes inside to Herzog, now on the far side. They give it off to the long and lanky Schoenrock, and her shot is no good, and the Mora Mustangs will just let that one go. Smart play.
St. Francis has really struggled so far against the 2-3 zone. Mora's just sitting it, their hands are up. When you're in the 2-3 zone, you want to make the offense shoot threes, and you want to make them shoot outside shots. And in order to beat the zone, you've got to make those outside shots. And so far, Mora's done a nice job of causing turnovers from that and getting them to miss shots.
As we did see a substitution come in here for the Saints. Chloe Yoder, as we mentioned, in for Mora. Fix with it now on the far side, gives it to Yoder. Yoder, screen. Picks up her dribble now to Addison Axtell on the far side to Emma. Emma trying to get around the Schoenrock. Lost the ball. Ooh. We're going to get a foul instead. We thought we were going to go out of bounds, but said they're going to get a foul here on St. Francis. This will be on Haley Schoenrock. Her first, team's 4th.
I think the Mora player just kind of sold that. Just kind of gave up on it, like, hey, I was fouled, and the ball went out of bounds. And I think the St. Francis thought it was just going to be out of bounds and their ball.
Well, a smart play then, heads-up play. As now they will look to inbound Will Mora. Oslin with it on the far side, hands it off to Fix. Fix goes inside back to Oslin. Oslin draws another foul. This one's going to go against Addison Clancy, her second, team's 5th. Stancer will check back into the game.
St. Francis sets up now in the 2-3 zone on the out-of-bounds play here.
And Max will look to inbound to her sister for 3. Off the mark just a tad. And it's Haley Schoenrock with the rebound. She's going to take it up the court. Stops. Gives it off near side. And a 3 is no good. Oslin with the rebound. She'll give it off now to Fix. Fix will bring it up. Changes direction, lost the ball, wanted to go to Oslin, and unfortunately because of that indecision, I don't know if it was more indecision or she wanted Oslin to go one way and she went the other, but unfortunately that will be a travel, and it will go back to St. Francis. So St. Francis will inbound. Anderson gives it off near side to Kaiser. Kaiser waiting patiently, gives it to Schoenrock, and this is going to be stolen away by Oslin, and she did a really good job of tight-roping the baseline there and keeping the ball. And then she coughed it up. Schoenrock will get the steal. She'll take it to the basket. Shot is up and good. And they're going to get Axtell, I think, with the foul. Her first, team second. So now Schoenrock with a chance at the three-point play. This one's good. So the three-point play there for Haley Schoenrock makes it 10-6. Emma Axtell has it, slows things down, gets around one defender, gets around another, gives it off to Yoder on the far side. Yoder steps back around, gives it to Axtell. Axtell gives it near side to Fix, and that should be Mora ball. Yes. As it was knocked out of bounds by Schoenrock. 10-6. Mustangs trail. Fix will give it off on the far side to Yoder. A good inbound, though. Fix will now give it back near side to Axtell. That's Emma Axtell. Now a long three. It's going to get there, but just short from Sperling. And now the rebound up for grabs. Emma Axtell is there. They're going to call the jump ball, and the possession points the way of the Mustangs.
It was good offensive possession there for the Mustangs. Got a good shot from three there from Sperling. Got a good look at it.
That was about a college range three, too, but she did a good job of getting it to the basket. Now the inbound to Yoder, just off the mark, but it is knocked out by the Saints, so it will stay with the Mustangs. Kastenbauer and Addison Axtell will check in for Yoder and Fix. 11:05 left in the first half. Inbound to Oslin, and again knocked out by St. Francis. That again, no surprise, Haley Schoenrock with a hand on it.
Yeah, her size, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Her long arms, able to tip a lot of passes away.
They're going to actually get a screen on her, and then they'll give it outside to Oslin. A high arcing shot is just too strong, and Schoenrock is going to get the rebound. She says, hey, put a screen on me, I'll get the rebound anyways. Oh, no, and that did not look good for Kaiser. She is upping good, though. She grabbed her knee right away. You never want to see that because that usually spells disaster, but she is okay, and that is what matters most. Pass to her was a little bit long, but she is okay. Kastenbauer will now get the inbound. She gives it off to Sperling, and Sperling, that looked a little bit off track there as her shot was rebounded there by Stancer, and then the jump ball was called. As Mora did a good job to get in there, but Schoenrock will check in now for Kaiser. So Saints will bring it back the other way. Give it off far side to Schoenrock, and now to Herzog. A two is no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Anderson, and her shot is up and good. 12-6. Sperling slowing things down just a little bit here for Mora. Then she speeds up at the half-court line. Now gives it to Emma Axtell. To Addison. Addison trying to drive. She lost it, and then they're going to get the late foul call here on Haley Schoenrock.
The Axtell sisters have really thrived going baseline so far. They've gotten a couple good passes and now drew another foul.
That's her second, team sixth. We get Brasky and Haas into the game.
I really liked more on that press there. That she went slow. She slowed it down. She saw the court and dribbled up, but did it in a way that she was relaxed and calm and did not rush things.
Good passing here for Mora. A little bit strong on that one from Oslin, and a rebound for Schoenrock. This ball is up for grabs, and Addison Axtell lets it go. Smart play there by Addison Axtell. Almost playing a little bit of goalie there. against the rushing Brasky. And hopefully Addison is okay. She's been grabbing her hand. Looks like maybe one of her fingers got caught in the wrong way. She's going to get it taped up here real quick.
And again, you see Mora taking their time on the press, making good decisions.
There you got Emma Axtell, who drove up the sideline on the far side while being pressured, as the shot is no good. Brasky with the rebound for the Saints. They'll get it underneath the basket, and that is Emily Schoenrock for her first points, make it 14-6. Full court press, Yoder will hand it off to Emma Axtell. Emma Axtell drifts to the near side now, and she'll pause. Lost her dribble for a moment. Wants to give it, wanted to give it to Kastenbauer. They're going to say it's out of bounds off of Mora. I thought Schoenrock had gotten her hand on it, but they say she did not, so it will be Saints ball. Quick pass to Brasky. Brasky will now look to the far side to Stancer. Stancer, a three, no good, and one of the rare times you will see a Schoenrock not get a rebound. And do we get a foul here on St. Francis or Mora? St. Francis. So this is going to go against Anderson, her second, team seventh, and it will be a 1-and-1 for Mora. Yes, I thought it would be.
I think the shooter is actually just went out. I think the shooter is supposed to be number 23 for the Mustangs, Oslin. But they're going to say that it was Yoder. There was some confusion on that because it was the seventh foul and the substitutions there that happened.
Well, we do get to the free throw line nonetheless. And this 1-and-1, the first one, no good from Yoder, and it is rebounded here by Haas. Now up on the far side, Stancer gives it back outside to Anderson. Anderson nearly lost it, but she's going to be pressured here by Fix. Then gives it up to Schoenrock. That's Emily Schoenrock through the defender. Going to get a foul here on Emma Axtell. Should be her second, team's third, and Schoenrock over the line to shoot two. As a player, when you see a tall player like Schoenrock or any of the Schoenrocks coming at you, it's not easy to stand in there and take that.
No. Last possession, Schoenrock had her first points of the game, and you knew it was only a matter of time until she took advantage of her size advantage that she has over the Mustangs, and that time drew a foul and makes the first free throw.
And this one's good as well. They get 16-6, and just like that, it's a 10-point lead for St. Francis. Pass up the court to Casamar. She gets around the defender. She'll pause. She wanted to go to Addison. Addison got a little too far ahead. Now Addison will get through, and she travels. Could have been probably called for a double dribble as well, but they will get her for a travel. And that's a case where it was, I think Axtell got a little too far ahead of Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer was looking for some help, and then Axtell just tried to get to the basket as quickly as she could, but unfortunately picked up the dribble. So now the Saints have it. They'll give it to far side to Haas. Haas will hand it off to Kaiser. She's back in, so her knee does appear to be good. She'll give it off to, well, she wanted to, but instead it's going to be stolen away by Addison Axtell. She'll give it quickly up the court. Sperling. Sperling had it. Oh, my goodness. She had a wide open lane to the basket, and unfortunately lost that lane. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Saints. It will be Mora ball.
This is a key possession here for the Mustangs, down 10. You want to make sure you get a good shot, get a good look at this. You don't want to allow St. Francis to extend the lead anymore here.
Yoder with it now. Wanted to go to Sperling. She does get it inside. Oh, and it's stolen away by Emily Schoenrock. And now Stancer will drive for two. Fix trying to find someone to get it off to. She does to Addison Axtell. Oh, and they have some numbers going up the court. Gives it off to Fix. Fix, travel. Man, I thought she had one more step. She did not, apparently, as it's 18-8. Or 6, rather, 18-6. So now St. Francis will get it back. Another turnover here by Mora via the travel call. That has happened a few too many times for the Mustangs this evening. As Kaiser has it, gives it off to Brasky on the far side. Brasky driving baseline, gives it back outside here to Haas. Haas goes back to Kaiser far side. Inside Schoenrock, back outside to Haas. Haas for three. off the mark. Brasky there, but was going to be Casimir for the rebound, but the jump ball called. Possession arrow is pointing, I believe, the Mustangs' way it is.
When the Mustangs can get St. Francis to slow it down and set up their offense, that zone is extending for the Mustangs, and they're doing a really nice job of making St. Francis work hard. St. Francis just has taken advantage of the turnovers and got some fast breaks, and that's really what's gotten them their 12-point lead here.
We got a foul here on Emily Schoenrock. That'll be her first, but the team's 8th, so that will send Amber Fix to the line for a 1-and-1.
Into the game for the Saints, number 33, Edison Clancy.
Clancy into the game for the Saints. Stancer out. So a little bit of a scoring drought here for Mora. Can be erased by Fix, but you were going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say this reminds me of our boys game we just did in Chisago, where you're down 12 and you're already shooting 1-on-1 with 7 minutes to go in the half. And it's going to be very important for Mora, who struggles offensively, to really take advantage of that free throw line and be aggressive. The officials are calling the fouls on St. Francis. Continue to attack the basket and be aggressive and get to the free throw line.
Has a long three, no good, and no surprise. Emily Schoenrock with the rebound. She puts it back up and in for 2. You know, as much as her height has played a little bit of a key for them, Mora has actually done a pretty good job of not eliminating her height, but has done a good job of at least slowing it down a little bit. So got to be pretty impressed if you're Coach Dalby. Yoder in some trouble, but then she finds Fix and hands it off to her. Now on the far side for Sperling, now to Axtell. That's Addison Axtell, gives it to Oslin. Tegan Oslin trying to drive inside. She will be fouled, and she'll now go to the line for a 1-and-1.
And here we go again, back to the free throw line. Got to take advantage of these free throws. Yeah, your point on Schoenrock, you know, Mora sitting in the 2-3 zone. That takes away the big girl inside a little bit. And you're seeing the St. Francis shoot a lot of threes. Right now they're just not going down. So Mora needs to continue to rebound, continue to force those outside shots to take Schoenrock out of the game in some aspect.
As this will be 2 shots instead of a 1-and-1 for Tegan Oslin. So no good on the first, though. Second one, looked to be there, but it's no good. Amber Fix is somehow going to come up with the rebound. Then she had it poked out and stolen away here by Brasky. She'll give it far side to Schoenrock. She had to go through her hand, and somehow the height that time, I think she misjudged that one. That one was just over her head. I thought she thought that one was going to come down a little bit, but it stayed a little bit higher and just over her reach. Now Addison Axtell gets by 1, drove inside, wanted the long 2. She gives it back outside to Fix for 3, just off the mark, and rebounded here by Haley Schoenrock. Now the Saints back the other way. Haley Schoenrock inside Brasky. She'll give it to Emily for 2. That's just a good setup by St. Francis, knowing where the height was, knowing they had Emily Schoenrock inside. And now Sperling wide open underneath the basket, but Fix just too long on that one. And I think that's a case of where she saw the open player and maybe got a little bit too excited.
Got excited. You know, the stats we were given before the game showed us that Mora was struggling from 3, and that's continuing tonight. I believe it was 10% over the last 2 games, and that's something that we're seeing again here tonight.
Meanwhile, Stancer gets a friendly bounce on her 3 to make it 25-6. Fix wanted to give this ball off. Instead, will take it herself up the court. And pressure put on by Clancy. She gave it off to Emma Axtell on the far side. Oslin. And Emma Axtell lost it. She holds on to it, though, but now the ball will be taken away by Stancer. Quickly up the court. Clancy, no good. Get her own rebound. Shot was blocked, but Haley Schoenrock's there for the rebound to put it back in for 2. Now coming back the other way, Mora trailing 27-6. Emma Axtell lost it, gives it back to Addison, and that's a good-looking shot there from Tegan Oslin to make it 27-8. Now, it's not a fancy shot, but it's just a wide-open shot, and I think that was smart, and it's going to play, I think, in favor of Mora going forward.
That was a nice move there by 23. Stancer for the Saints. I love the hop step, the Euro step.
Yes, unfortunately she couldn't convert, and that led to a rebound for Addison Axtell. Shot is no good here from Emma Axtell. Addison Axtell will come up with it again, and this shot is no good. It's going to be poked and rebounded by Haas, and she almost had it stolen away by Addison Axtell. She get it into the corner near side to Stancer. Oslin, I've been impressed with Oslin's defense here tonight. She almost got a steal there as now Stancer drives inside. That shot's no good, and Axtell, that's Addison with another rebound for Mora, 27-8. Under 4 minutes to go. Emma Axtell with it. Unfortunately, from behind, the poke and steal for Haas, and this ball up for grabs, nearly stolen away. It will be by Oslin. And this pass a little too long for Fix. Seems like right now, you mentioned it before, Mora needs to just maybe slow it down.
Slow it down. Take your time. Take care of the ball like we just heard a fan say here. Value the basketball, as coaches will say.
St. Francis has it back. It's Clancy with it on the far side to Emily Schoenrock, who drives inside. Shot is up and good. She got the foul. So Haley Schoenrock, rather. They're going to get this foul on Kastenbauer, her first, team's fourth.
I believe that was the first possession there where Mora switched into a man or woman-to-woman defense there. And Haley felt she could beat her girl off the basket. She went hard and drew the foul.
Got a shoe being tied, Clancy. Kaiser will check into the game for Haas. Again, Haley Schoenrock looking for the three-point play. She did it earlier. And she does it again. So 30-8 is our score. St. Francis with the lead. Addison Axtell getting through the defenders, gives it off to Kassenbauer. Lane to the basket, floater, shot no good. And Haley Schoenrock with the rebound. Quickly the other way, Kaiser looking. Instead she'll just take a shot right outside the paint. It is no good. Addison Axtell, another rebound. She'll bring it.
I really like that take by Kassenbauer last possession.
And Axtell for three, it's just off the mark. Her sister's going to go in and say, hey, I got you. It's the rebound. Shot was knocked out of her hand. I think it should say with Mora, it will.
Mora needs to continue to be aggressive. Go to the basket. They're calling fouls. They're letting you get to the free throw line. You're shooting two free throws every time now, so continue to be aggressive here.
That was a little bit of an ill-advised inbound there as Haley Schoenrock got the steal, but she can't convert the two. Addison Axtell providing the pressure and may have gotten her in her head a little bit. She'll get the rebound. So Addison Axtell will give it near side now to Kassenbauer. So no harm, no foul on the steal there for St. Francis as Mora does get it back on the Addison Axtell rebound. Now inside to Kassenbauer. Kassenbauer draws the foul. I believe they'll get Haley Schoenrock. No, instead they'll get Herzog. Be her first, but again, team's 10th as you mentioned. So now from here on out, it's two for Mora at the free throw line. So Elia Kassenbauer and the Mustangs need to convert these. First one's good. Good start. Sperling will check into the game for Mora. And will come in for Yoder.
Kassenbauer is the one you want on the line. She's 3 for 3 tonight.
They get 4 for 4. 30-10 as the Saints bring it back the other way. Good passing. We'll set it up now for Stancer. She'll give it off on the far side. Herzog, a long two, is off the mark, but Stancer an easy rebound. Unbothered, gives it to Kaiser. Now to Clancy. Clancy to Kaiser for three, off the mark. And Oslin is right there, and she's going to get pushed. So she'll go to the line and shoot two. Good job there by Tegan Oslin, getting the rebound and also drawing the foul. It will not be two. It will, it won't. We'll see.
Should be 2 free throws.
Yes. I thought so, but you had Emma Axtell ready to inbound, and the rest of her teammates were going forward for the free throw. So It will be Oslin at the line for 2. And again, she's done a really good job tonight defensively, and now she gets her opportunity to get a few more points on the board, but she misses that one. She is 0 now for 3 from the line. But again, good job by Oslin to get that, or Oslin rather, to get that rebound and then draw the foul. This one will get the friendly roll, and 1 for 2 there for Oslin, and it's 30-11.
The free throw makes are obviously important to give your team points, but it really slows St. Francis down, and it allows Mora to get into their good zone defense, and their zone defense has been good tonight. It's the turnovers and the layups and the fast breaks off the turnovers that have really hurt Mora the most.
Haas somehow drops that one in. Thought she had traveled for a moment, but she got that ball off just in time, and it's 32-11 now. Sperling over to Emma Axtell. Emma wanted it to go to Addison. Instead, we'll give it off to Oslin on the far side. A minute and a half to go. Casimir at the top of the key. Gives it to Addison. Addison will drive. Now give inside to Oslin. Oslin tried to draw the foul. It was no good. Rebound by Emma Axtell, who drops it in for 2.
Good pass. Good job by Axtell to stay with it, not give up on the play, and put it back for 2.
That was just a case, I think, of more or less being in the right spot at the right time. And now Emma Axtell nearly gets a steal. And this pass is going to be too long, and it will be over and back, and it's not out of bounds. It's going to be over and back, so Kaiser goes back and touches it, and Mora will get it.
And again, you see another example. Mora scores a basket. It slows St. Francis down. It makes St. Francis run their zone offense, and that's where they've struggled. I have St. Francis for 11 turnovers, and most of them have been against that zone offense, just trying to pass the ball, and Mora's been able to get steals off of that.
Fix will now inbound to Axtell. That's Addison Axtell out there. Emma Axtell did sub out. Casimir on that far side. Drifting, gives it to Fix now. Fix wanted Oslin. Instead, we'll give it to Sperling now on the far side for Axtell. Axtell trying to drive baseline. Gives it over to Oslin. Oslin along 2. Tried to get it over the defender. Shot is up. No good. Oh, Fix got the rebound, but just did not get it out of her hands in time for the shot. Wouldn't have mattered because it did not hit the rim to reset the shot clock. So it will be a shot clock violation. It will go back to St. Francis. Shot clock and game clock are separated by about 8 seconds right now.
But now this allowed Mora to set up in their defense, and really is making St. Francis work.
They give it inside. Emily Schoenrock, she was guarded well. She gives out to Haas instead, near side for Clancy for 3. That is good. 35-13. Sperling with it, gives to Fix. Fix looking, gives to Casimir. Casimir to Addison Axtell. Wants the 3, takes the 3. Off the backboard, no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Kaiser. 2 seconds and 1. She won't get the shot off. She didn't quite realize how much time was left, and that's okay. Her coach smiles and has a good laugh with her, and you love to be able to see that the coach and player are able to kind of joke about it and say, hey, that's all right. So at halftime here, the Mustangs trail the Saints of St. Francis 35-13. We're going to take a commercial break. Hear word from some of our fine sponsors. Then when we return, we'll be back to recap the first half of action between the Mustangs and the Saints here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden french fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Whoa! They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, load up on deals like Heggy's Pizza, 2 for $16 with a new breakfast pizza available. Starbucks Frappuccinos are 2 for $7. Buy a fountain drink and get a Reese's King Size for only $2. And fill your propane tanks for $3.99 a gallon. Get ready for hunting and frying that turkey 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Whoa! They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, the Pine City Holiday Station Store off 35 has got a quick meal on the go for you. $3 gets you a hot snack or hot dog, chips, and a Polar Pop. $4 for a breakfast sandwich, hash brown, and medium coffee. Or $5 gets you a personal pizza and a 20-ounce Pepsi. Get snacking. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
And we're back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK. Excuse me, apparently I needed one more second. 35-13 is our score at the half. Mora trails the Saints of St. Francis. It was a tough first half there. Turnovers, again, will be the talking point. 35 turnovers for Mora in their loss to Barnum. It's been a tough start here in this one, as in the first half they did have about 16, 11 of them coming by steals of St. Francis. So a tough first half for Mora, although we say that, you can say that, but it's still, both sides for Mora didn't look terrible. You know, obviously offensively they like to get things going a little bit more than what they have, but defensively they haven't looked all that bad. I've been really impressed defensively of what they've been able to accomplish, especially against this height of St. Francis. It's not easy. They've got a lot of height, and they've done a really good job of slowing that height down, so to speak. Taking a look at our first half stats for the Saints. Leading the way scoring-wise were both Emily and Haley Schoenrock with 8 points. 7 for Amara Stancer, and then you've got 5 for Addison Clancy. 3 for both Haas and Brasky, and then 2 for Alyssa Anderson. Rebound-wise, leading the way for the Saints was Haley Schoenrock with 5. They had 11 steals in that first half. They were 5 of 6 from that free throw line, pretty good, and they had 10 team fouls. On the other side for the Mora Mustangs, leading the way scoring was Tegan Osleen with 5, 4 for both Kastenbauer and Emma Axtell. Rebounds, it was Addison Axtell with 7, 4 for Osleen. 6 steals in that first half for Mora. They had 2 blocks, one of them coming from Amber Fix. They were 7 of 12 from the free throw line, just over 50%, and had 4 team fouls. So, again, it was a tough start for Mora. Again, you've got youth in St. Francis that in the next 2, 3, 4 years is they're going to be talked about as one of the best teams in the state, and for good reason. But I think it's been one. Mora is trying to figure out how to play without kind of one of their leaders in Abigail Kellish. So they're kind of learning how to play without her. It's been obviously it's going to be a tough road, but hopefully they can get her back next year. But of course, as we've mentioned, Oslin, Fix, and Sperling have to pick up kind of where the what she is not bringing right now, and they have to pick up the pace, so to speak, with her. But again, it was a tough first half offensively, but again, defensively, it was impressive to see how they were able to kind of combat the height of St. Francis. Of course, you've got me, Ethan Game Day Gilman, and Chris Gable here. Halftime between the Mustangs and Saints, 35-13. Mustangs trail on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. And excuse me, Chris, in talking here, the turnovers, again, are going to be a talking point at halftime. But, again, you've got to talk about the positives. And offensively, even though they didn't have that many points, they did have some good drives. And defensively, again, they're doing a pretty good job despite the height that they're facing.
Yeah, Mora did a nice job, and that's evident by the fouls that they're drawing. They're going to the basket hard. They're getting calls. They're getting to the free throw line. And there's definitely a difference when they make their free throws and they make a shot. They're able to, like we talked about, they're able to really slow St. Francis down. And when they can slow St. Francis down, that's when St. Francis is turning the ball over. Mora's 2-3 zone, the girls were working really, really hard. I believe St. Francis only made 2 threes. And generally when a team plays a 2-3 zone, you're going to see more outside shots, more out threes. Well, they're making St. Francis shoot the outside shots, and they're struggling to make them as well. And so that is the whole key, and that's what, if I'm Coach Dalby, that's what I'm focusing on is, girls, when we make good offensive decisions, get good shots, get to the free throw line, we're able to play better defense. And look at this, and you know, in the film room in the next couple of days, show them some examples of how good their 2-3 zone was.
And I had kind of mentioned Mora is really recently learning how to play without Abigail Kellish, and how hard is that for a team when you've got Kellish, who's kind of like you mentioned, they're emotional, they're physical, they're scoring, their leader out there, and only as a junior. But how hard is that to turn around, lose one of your starters almost just last week, and have to learn to play without her in a very, very short amount of time?
Well, it's really hard, especially when St. Francis came out in the trapping press, right? Now these girls who don't have experience breaking a press or experiencing varsity press from a 3A school, right? Mm-hmm. Their eyes are wide open and they get rushed, and that's when you saw Mora turn the ball over early a lot. And St. Francis jumped out to the quick start. And then you saw Axtell start to really slow things down for the Mustangs and take their time getting the ball up the floor, and they were able to beat the press.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really impressed with Addison Axtell and Tegan Osling, their abilities defensively, getting rebounds, boxing out those taller players and getting the rebounds, and also not only just getting rebounds, but the transition offense, their ability to turn those rebounds into offense fairly quickly. Tell you what, we're going to get one quick commercial break, and then we'll be back for the start of the second half here on KBEK.
106.5 FM, 1350 AM is your home for Packers football.
It will be Green Bay football. Crowd was roaring.
Get all the action, every game.
There he goes. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. He leaped into the end zone. Touchdown.
The hits, the touchdowns, the Lambeau leaps. Live Packers action, every game.
There is your dagger.
Catch every game locally, 106.5 FM or 1350 AM. WCMP.
Well, if I would have known it was going to be that commercial, maybe we wouldn't have taken a break. Of course, I'm kidding. But, yes, you can catch playoff action for your Packers if you're a Packer fan. I don't know if any of y'all listening are. Hopefully not. Well, because if you are, well, then you can stop listening. No, of course, I'm kidding. But Packerland, yes, you can hear the playoffs if you're a Packer fan in Minnesota, which is weird. But if you're in Minnesota, you're a Packer fan, be sure to tune in to 106.5 FM AM 1350 as they will take on the Eagles here coming up on Sunday. Of course, your Vikings will play against the LA Rams on Monday night, so be sure to tune into 100.9 FM for that. As we start the second half, it will be St. Francis with the ball. They'll give it off near side to Anderson. Anderson will dribble around, bring it to the top of the key, kind of reset the offense. Gives it off to Haas. On the far side, Brasky. Thought about three, then takes the dribble, drives inside. Has that ball. Oh, it was blocked by Casamauer, but unfortunately got a little bit more than just the ball. That'll be her second, team's first of the second half. Great job there by Casamauer, though, on that shot.
Yeah, looked like a good block, and again, Mora's defense looked strong there, right? St. Francis really had to move the ball. They went deep into the shot clock and forced a kind of an awkward reverse layup shot.
Brasky was no good on the first, no good on the second, but Haas is there for the rebound, and it's up and in for two by Haas. So 37-13. Here comes Mora, though. Sperling on this near side. Mora will go left to right now on your radio dial. Saints right to left. Pass that was, it could have been disastrous, but Fix was there to help her teammates out. Casamauer with it on that far side. Looking. She'll give it off to Addison Axtell. Addison now to Sperling. Sperling wanted to go inside to Casamauer, but smartly gives it off to Osling instead. Now a
good pass.
Cutting Sperling inside, but the shot is just off the mark and rebounded by Emily Schoenrock. Then a three here for Haas is no good. Oh my goodness, Mora wasn't quite paying attention as to where that ball was. Otherwise, they would have had an easy rebound, possibly transition into a fast break, but it is off on the far side. I believe that might have been one of the Schoenrocks over there trying to get that rebound, but it's out of bounds, and it will go back to Mora. Sperling will start with it. Gets a screen from Osling. She'll give it to Osling now. Osling trying to drive around. It goes off of her thigh and out of bounds, so unfortunately, right back to the Saints. That's a tough one because she had it knocked out of her hand by a member of the Saints, and that's one of those ones where it's like, man, if I would have just stopped, would have been our ball, but unfortunately, it does go off of her kneecap. A three here for Haas. That is in and out, and Osling again with another rebound. She has been fantastic between her and Addison Axtell on the rebounds. They have just done a great job of setting up in the correct spots. Casamauer with it now on the far side, looking. She wanted to go to Fix, but Fix just not open enough, and now Casamauer just decides to take it herself. She lost it, wanted to give it off, but she will lose it out of bounds, so we'll go back to St. Francis. And it seems like Mora's kind of getting things slowed down offensively the way we kind of talked about, but then all of a sudden they just can't find the open spots to give that ball.
I think Coach Delby just said, move. There's a lot of standing. Nobody's cutting. Nobody's moving. So I think Delby just told them, move, cut. Too much standing.
Yeah, we did see a good cut from Sperling their last drive, but unfortunately the shot was just off a little bit. Meanwhile, the Saints have it back. They'll pass around. Brasky will take it to the M logo, and now she'll give it off to Anderson. Anderson goes back to Brasky. Brasky goes inside. It's stolen away. Sperling right there, read it like a book, and now she'll give it to Fix. Fix slipped, and she's okay. She gives it to Sperling. Sperling will back up. Haas is doing a good job guarding her. She'll give it off to Casamauer on the far side. Now up top of the key to Sperling. Sperling to Casamauer again.
There we go. Now they're moving. Now they're cutting.
Fix has it knocked out. Haas almost got him. A great job there by Fix. And now Casamauer to the basket. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Stancer. Great opportunity. Unfortunately missed there by Mora. And now Emily Schoenrock will give it to her teammate Anderson. Back to Schoenrock. Schoenrock trying to bully her way inside, but she's got nowhere to go. Has to give it back outside. Anderson, a good-looking three that is going to go long. And rebounded by Osling. That was just, again, right spot, right time, because St. Francis should have had that rebound. Slipped through their hands. They had too much popcorn, if you get the reference.
And a good defense by Mora. They got St. Francis to put up a three. St. Francis struggling to shoot the three tonight, so the Mora's defense, that's what you want them to do.
Casamauer was wide open inside on that pass from Osling, and she turns around and lays it up and in for two.
I like that she went to her left hand there on that. A right-hand shot would have been blocked. She went to her weak hand and put up a good layup.
And how tough is that for a player driving to the basket like she did, or having to turn around rather, to switch it up from your dominant hand to the left hand, as we see a shot no good.
It's not easy. It's not easy because we all want to use our strong hands. So to switch it and make it, that's a good shot.
Axtell will get it Now she gives it to Kastenbauer. She wants to drive inside again. Back outside to Sperling instead. Now to Fix to Osling now. She's standing on the Mustangs text. And now gives it to Sperling, to Kastenbauer, Axtell. Good movement here by the Mustangs, but then we had a pause, and now get the ball rolling again.
Good
Inside
pass,
Fix.
Good cut, Fix.
And great shot as she gets it to fall for 2. And it seems like that message was received here by the Mustangs offense.
Yeah, you're seeing some good cuts. Oh.
And now we got
shot clock issue here.
Yep.
Looks like the shot clock didn't reset to 35 when it needed to.
And that's okay. Haas needed her shoe tight anyway. So
that's right. So last possession on defense here, you had St. Francis shoot another 3. Schoenrock got the rebound, and I think you're seeing the importance of the 2-3 zone, forcing St. Francis to shoot the 3 and not letting the taller Schoenrocks take advantage of their height inside.
So we do see a Schoenrock into the game. That is Haley Schoenrock, who nearly lost it. Sperling nearly got it, and Addison Axtell gets in the way of that pass to Anderson, nearly sealing it away, but it's going to go out of bounds. And Mora here in the second half, early on, a little bit better, creating opportunities for turnovers.
Yeah. Again, when they can slow St. Francis down, they want to slow St. Francis down and make them work the ball around against their 2-3 zone, and they're turning the ball over and missing threes.
Osling gets the steal inside, and now on that far side, ill-advised pass there to Kastenbauer, and this should be an easy 2 for Haley Schoenrock. It is.
10 points now for Schoenrock.
As it's
for
30.
Haley Schoenrock.
Yes, 39-17. Addison Axtell gives it to Kastenbauer on that far side. Kastenbauer being very sure of where she's going with the ball, knowing the long arms of Schoenrock are there. And meanwhile, it's going to be knocked out by Haas anyways. Schoenrock had it, stolen away now by Axtell. Oslin inside. She does draw the foul. Wow. A bunch to talk about right there, because it was stolen away initially by Haley Schoenrock. Well, then she coughed it up, and Addison Axtell got the steal. Then she got it to Osling, and Osling drove inside to get the shot. She was fouled, and she's now at the line for 2, and the foul there is on Clancy for St. Francis. As I catch my breath after all that, the first shot is up and in by Tegan Osling.
A lot going on there. Maybe had a jump ball in there as well that wasn't called.
I was wondering if, it traveled, the jump ball, anything. But the second one here from Osling is no good. It was rebounded there for St. Francis by Ellie Herzog. She'll have it now to give it to Clancy. Going near side to Haley Schoenrock. Now to Anderson on the far side, Haas. Haas will now give it near side. Anderson, 3. That one's good.
3 for Alyssa Anderson.
42-18. That's where our score stands between the Mustangs and the Saints. Emma Axtell checks back into the game. She wanted to go to Osling, just didn't have the opportunity. Finally gets it to her. Now to Addison Axtell inside Emma Axtell. Looking for that turnaround jumper just off the mark, but her sister is right there. She has been a great teammate on those rebounds. A 3 for Amber Fix, and then the shot is no good. Another rebound for Addison Axtell. She's at 10 already. And she'll go to line and shoot 2 now, as the foul there is on Ellie Herzog.
It just seems like when one sister misses, the other one gets the rebound. And I feel like that's happened multiple times here for Mora.
First one is up and good from Addison Axtell. That's her first point of the game. Yeah, the sister-to-sister connection has been on point so far. And no good on that one. For Addison Axtell, it was rebounded by Emily Schoenrock. So it will stay 42-19. Stancer has it, gives it over to Clancy. Clancy trying to drive, gives it off near side to Haley Schoenrock for 3. It's no good, and Emma Axtell does a really good job there to get the rebound. Now she gives it to her sister. They had numbers. Yoder was up there, but it was poked out by Emily Schoenrock, and that's going to go out of bounds, so it will stay with the Mustangs. Kastenbauer will check into the game for Osling.
Again, another good defensive possession down here for Mora. They forced a three-pointer. When you play 2-3 zone, you're going to give up the three. That's what you do, and you just hope the other team misses it. And tonight it's working for them.
Really is. And inbound here to Addison Axtell. Shot is no good. And Clancy there with the rebound. She had the entire defense turned around, which is unfortunate because that she missed because of that fact, as we get Clancy, who drives the entire length of the court to drop it in for two. Again, an awkward shot, but she got it to fall.
Yeah, good footwork on that layup to give her some space between her and the defender.
Emma Axtell with it, gives it off to Fix. Emma Axtell had maybe picked up her dribble a step or two sooner than she would have wanted to. Fix will go inside to Kastenbauer. Not real sure who that was going to. I think Kastenbauer and Axtell were a little bit confused as to who that was going to because Axtell was there underneath the basket for a shot, but that ball was leaning more Kastenbauer's way, so it goes in between them both. One of them did get a hand on it and unfortunately directed it out of bounds, so we'll go back to the Saints. As now the Saints have it back, it's Kaiser with it. Kaiser to Schoenrock now to Stancer on the far side for Kaiser. A long three that is off the mark. Haley Schoenrock no good. She gets the rebound, and Clancy will drive inside, gives it to Emily Schoenrock. Guarded well, and nobody home. I think she was looking and hoping Kaiser was there, but Kaiser was not. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication by both of them, as it will be a turnover, and Mora gets it back.
Good defense again by the Mustangs.
Pass in front of Yoder. Yoder does come up with it with 10.5 to go in this second half. Emma Axtell with it. Thought about going to Addison, but had to pull it down. Now she's guarded by Schoenrock. And good job just dribbling out of that, and then we get a foul here on Clancy. It will be her fourth. I think if you're St. Francis, you might be okay with that foul on Clancy just because she's being a little bit aggressive, but she nearly got the steal, and had she gotten the steal, well, she was an easy two.
Had a wide open layup if she would have got that steal, yep.
Emma Axtell will inbound to Addison. She gives it right back to Emma, trying to go over Schoenrock. She gets it Yoder, and this ball knocked out by Stancer, looking for Kastenbauer. Now it seems like all of a sudden, this is the last two possessions for St. Francis. They're picking up the pressure a little bit, running around a little bit faster defensively.
Yeah, you're seeing them tip more passes here. Kaiser really defensively works hard. She's fast, she's quick, making the guards work.
Hosling has it now out of the inbound. Gives it off far side. Addison Axtell. Oh, Kastenbauer did not. Well, what happened was Kastenbauer heard the countdown, thought Addison was going to take the shot. Addison wanted the extra pass to give Kastenbauer the easier shot for two, but Kastenbauer was turned around looking for the rebound. So unfortunately, just off there on that one. As we see a three here from Kaiser, in and out. Schoenrock wanted the rebound. We're going to get a jump ball, yes. Great job there by Yoder getting in on Schoenrock to force that jump ball. And the possession arrow favors the Mustangs, so Mora gets it back. Emma Axtell wanted to go to Addison, and a little bit out in front, but he holds on to it. And back to Addison now. Over to Emma on the near side. Here's Kaiser.
Good job by the sisters there, breaking that press.
Very good communication. This one is going to be knocked out by Schoenrock. And it'll give us a moment to get Sperling into the game for Addison. So Emma Axtell readying the inbound. Goes to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer gives it back to Emma. She's trying to drive baseline. In some trouble. Wanted to go to Sperling on that far side, but Sperling was guarded well by the defense, and that was Stancer there.
Mora's down 25 right now, but I think you just want to build off some of the positives here. They got a big game tomorrow, big conference game against Mille Lacs. You want to come in tomorrow with some confidence from what happens here tonight and believing in what you can do tomorrow.
Stancer with the rebound on the three. That was no good. Now Schoenrock inside. Gives it back outside to Haas, and that shot is no good. Somehow rebounded by Alyssa Anderson, who puts it back up and in for two. That rebound by Alyssa Anderson was really impressive because that should have been Mora's ball, but she just kind of willed it away. Sperling with it on the far side. Goes to Kastenbauer, and Kastenbauer just gets it back. Now Yoder with it. We'll give it to Emma Axtell. Over to Sperling. Now to Kastenbauer. The last couple of possessions here for Mora seems like miscommunication has been the key on these last couple of possessions. As now 5 seconds to shoot. Osling, a nice looking three, and she rattles it home. Keegan Osling very aware of the shot clock, and she got the pass and pulled the trigger. Great looking shot.
Just beat the shot clock. Good ball movement there. Running the shot clock down and getting a good look at three.
And going to get a foul here on Emily Schoenrock. Her second.
In for St. Francis, number 33, Addison Clancy. 24, Amber Fix in for Mora.
So a couple substitutions here for both sides as Emma Axtell will look to him. Oh, no. She wanted Sperling. Sperling went the other way, and it's a steal for Haas. And Haas will put it in for two. Again, miscommunication becomes a problem that time. Inbound to Emma Axtell now. Now to Osling. Osling will just sit, wait, let the offense come forward. And now she'll give it off to Sperling. Over to Kastenbauer. Goes inside to Sperling. That ball knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the Mustangs. One more sub here for the Saints. 48-22 is our score on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. 7:44 to go in the game. Fix, looking, and oh man, wanted Sperling, but Alyssa Anderson turned around, just at the right time. Now we get a foul here on Mora. Anderson falls hard. And that is going to go against Tegan Osling. Her first, team's second. Addison Axtell will come in for Kastenbauer. Stancer on that far sideline will get set to inbound. Does to Clancy. Clancy looking. She gives off to Haas here on the near side. Back across on the far side to Herzog. Now to Stancer. Back to Herzog to Clancy. Clancy gives it to Brasky. Good movement here by St. Francis. But again, you talk about slowing the offense down. Mora, this is exactly what they want. Haas gives it off. Brasky. Brasky inside. Now back outside three. Stancer, no good. And jump ball. Great job by Osling to get in there to force that jump ball, but possession arrow does favor the Saints.
One of the downfalls of running a zone defense is it's easier to get offensive rebounds because you're not guarding any person to box out somebody. You have to go look for somebody to box out when you're sitting in a zone. So you're going to see a lot of offensive rebounds, and I think we've seen that tonight with the size of St. Francis. They're missing threes, and then the Schoenrock specifically are getting a lot of offensive rebounds.
Two balls that were tipped. This one's going to be poked out, stolen away by Addison Axtell. Then she gives it off to Sperling for two. Mora had gotten about 3-4 different hands on that ball before finally getting the steal. Addison Axtell, and then a great feed from her to Sperling, and Sperling laid it in for two. Haas, and we'll get a timeout called here by the Saints. Their coach Bennett, Traverse Bennett, call a timeout. It will be a full timeout. It will be their second. They'll be left with three. And while they take a timeout, we will as well. You're listening to girls basketball here on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we're more than just your local dairy. We're also a trusted propane provider, serving homes, farms, and businesses across northwestern Wisconsin and east central Minnesota. Whether you need a tank installed or reliable delivery, we're here for you 365 days a year with flexible options that fit your needs. As a farmer-owned cooperative, we're committed to supporting our community because your home and farm deserve the best. Call 715-689-1032 to learn more. Burnett Dairy Propane, serving you with pride every day of the year.
Back here on KBEK, out of the timeouts. 48-24. Saints with the lead over the Mustangs here. with 6:37 to go in the game. Mustangs, 11 points, nearly matched their point total from the first half. And
good steal by Chloe Yoder.
Yeah, that was, aggressive there. And then jump ball or foul? Jump ball. Mora will get it back. So Yoder, a little aggressive there, and almost looked like to the surprise of the Saints. She got the steal, couldn't get the shot to fall, but her teammates did a great job to fight for the rebound to at least tie it up for the jump ball. Oh, they had Yoder open, and it will stay with the Mustangs. It was tipped by Haas. We'll get a sub.
Haley Schoenrock back into the game for the Saints.
She checks in, and Mustangs get another opportunity to inbound. Yeah, they had Yoder open, unfortunately, on that inbound right away, and she would have had a easy 2 opportunity anyways, but they just missed her. And another miscommunication. It's going to be Clancy again with the steal. She's been really good here defensively, offensively. She's just done a really good job of being that kind of even-keel player. Yoder nearly with another steal, just getting in the way. And she didn't even realize it at first, but the ball kind of hit her, and then she was like, hey, I can have a chance at the ball. Almost got it back. But it will stay with the Saints. Yoder, a sophomore, and Stancer now inside for 2 for the Saints. They get 50-24.
That's something we've not seen a lot of, is St. Francis dribble penetrating the zone. We haven't seen much of that tonight. They dribbled, penetrated, got a wide open layup. Good pass.
Addison Axtell with it, gives it to Fix. Fix being bothered by Clancy. She hands it off to Yoder. Yoder, that should be kick ball. They do get the whistle. Took just a moment, but yeah, the kick ball by Stancer will allow a new player in for St. Francis here. First time this evening we're going to see number 11. That is Ella Waterworth. So Ella Waterworth in for the first time here tonight for St. Francis. Meanwhile, the Mustangs have it. Amber Fix, almost a foul call, but her shot was no good, and it's going to be taken by Haley Schoenrock. Saints move quickly up the court. They left Waterworth all alone for 3. A good-looking ball, but just no good. Haley Schoenrock somehow comes out of nowhere to get the rebound. Waterworth looking, gives it to Haas. Haas now inside, and no whistle there as the defender falls. Haas could not get her own rebound. It's going to be Sperling. Basically kind of stole it away, as now she'll give it to Addison. Gives it to Fix. Fix wants Sperling. Sperling around the defense now gives it to Yoder. Yoder, nice move.
Good
and the shot,
Good
no
drive.
good. Haley Schoenrock with a rebound. Yeah, a good looking fake there from Yoder. Just could not drop the ball in. And a good looking move here from Stancer, but that's going to be no good. And Addison Axtell with her 11th rebound.
Stancer's had a couple nice drives with some good footwork. Ooh, may have gotten away with the travel there.
I was just about to say, may have been travel, but Moore does kind of get away with it, and this is going to be an over and back, so St. Francis will get it. Yeah, so a good start for Moore here in the second half, but lately, all of a sudden, it seems like the miscommunication has been a little bit of more of an issue than they would have hoped.
Yeah, we've talked about how Coach Dalby wants to see some cutters, wants to see some movement. Well, that movement, the timing of it and the passes has been off a few times where they're not sure which girl they're passing to, and it's been off a little bit on some of their passes, and it's led to some turnovers.
Herzog with the rebound off the Stancer miss. Again, another good drive by Stancer. We get the foul here. Will be the 3rd on the Mustangs, the 1st for Addison Axtell. So St. Francis will get set to inbound, and we'll get a timeout called, actually, by the Saints. That'll be their 3rd. They'll be left with 2, and it will only be 30, so we'll keep you here. Give you a chance to take a look at some of our regional sports happening. The Wolves, right now at halftime, trail the Clippers 53-46. Of course, NDSU leading Montana State in the FCS championship game, 21-10. And it looks like Montana State is actually now first and goal, so hopefully NDSU can come up with a stop. It's been a crazy college football season in both the FBS and FCS. It's been fun to watch. Of course, the first year for the college football playoff. That has been crazy. We don't have a 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed left. No, it's all 5, 6, 7, 8. My favorite right now would probably be, unfortunately, Ohio State. I don't like Ohio State, but they just look really good right now. As you do see Stancer with a 3 opportunity, it is no good. Addison Axtell is going to come up with the rebound. Yoder gives it back to Addison Axtell. I believe we do have a new member for St. Francis in the game as well. But before we get that, Addison Axtell with a nice drive to the basket to get it in for 2. Sophie Schoenrock is into the game for St. Francis. Shot is no good, and it will be Mora ball.
Number 1, Chloe Waterworth into the game for the Saints.
And now we get Chloe Waterworth.
Got a couple sisters in there, I believe.
Into the game. Got a lot of family members here this evening. Not just in the stands, we've got them on the court as well.
2 Waterworths and 2 Schoenrocks in.
Yes. It's a family affair. This shot was almost taken back by the Saints, but unfortunately Waterworth did step on that boundary line. And Kaiser will check in. More or less the backups now in for St. Francis with 3:29 to go. It's a 50-26 lead for the Saints. And Yoder will give it over now to Castamauer. Castamauer near side to Addison Axtell. Axtell trying to get around the defender. Nice move, drives inside. Good pass to Yoder, and Yoder couldn't get it to fall. Addison Axtell yet another rebound. And, odd-looking shot, but she gets it to fall no less. It's 50-28.
Good left-hand finger roll right there.
Quick up the court. It's Haley Schoenrock. Goes all the way to her sister, Sophie. Sophie now out to Chloe Waterworth. Is that a long 2? It looks like it's a 3 for Chloe Waterworth. Good looking shot. Good form on that shot too for Waterworth.
Yeah, she's taking advantage of her minutes here. Knocking down a 3.
Mustangs have it back in their offensive zone. Yoder looks, gets a screen, now gives it off to Sperling for 3. Yoder is going to be there. A great job by Yoder. Get that rebound. Now Osleen inside. Shot is up, and she was fouled. So that's why she missed. So she'll go line and shoot 2. So it'll be the 6th team foul on St. Francis. And didn't quite see who got the foul. Looks like they will get Sophie Schoenrock. Osleen, almost a friendly bounce, but misses. And now Emma Axtell will check in for Kastenbauer. And I do believe we get another new member in for the Saints. That's number 30, Izzy. We're not going to try that last name right now. We'll call her Izzy. Osleen, no good on that one. Rebounded by Sophie Schoenrock. And this is poked out, stolen away by Osleen. She'll be the beneficiary of a poke by one of her teammates. It's 53-28. Yoder to Addison Axtell. Addison Axtell gets around the defender, gives it off to Yoder. And do we get a foul, or did she step on that baseline? A foul. This one is going to go against Izzy. Again, I'm not going to pronounce my last name and try and embarrass myself here. But it is another foul here for St. Francis. Inbound to Yoder. Now on the far side for Emma Axtell. Emma Axtell trying to drive baseline. Lost it. Gives it to Yoder. Yoder out to Osleen for a long 2. It's good.
Axtell's had some success tonight driving that baseline and making some good passes that have led to some good shots.
53-30 now. This one nearly stolen away, but St. Francis picks it up. Kaiser with it. This one stolen away by Sperling. And Sperling, fast break, drops it in for 2. 53-32. Mora won't go away with a minute and a half to go. Waterworth with it now, trying to go inside to Schoenrock. Schoenrock lost it. It will be, Saints ball. I thought that was going to be Mustang ball, but not according to the referees. Madison Bailey into the game for the Saints, and we did get a sub here for Mora. It is
Bella Kellish, number 13, is in for the Mustangs.
And need a foul here on Mora. There's one on Osling.
Waterworth with another good-looking three there that went in and out. Good-looking shot there from number 1, Waterworth. Chloe Waterworth.
Olivia Budicavoli. Waterworth gets that one to fall for 2, makes it 55-32. Emma Axtell with it, going across court to Yoder. Now to Addison Axtell. Under a minute left, 55-32. And with it is Kellish. Kellish to Emma Axtell. To Osleen. Osleen driving, puts up a shot. No good. Rebounded that time by, again, Izzy. Izzy. Bailey with it. That's Madison Bailey. Now to Budicavali. Chloe Waterworth working through, but it's going to be stolen away by Emma Axtell. And Emma Axtell gives it off to Kellish. No good. Rebounded by Emma Axtell, and she puts it back in for 2. 55-34, and this should do it. Chloe Waterworth will look to get maybe one more shot, and that one's going to be no good. Emma Axtell will get her one more rebound, and that will do it. So the final here in this one, the Mustangs fall to the Saints 55-34 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. We're going to take commercial break and hear a word from our fine sponsors, then we'll come back and recap this game. You're listening to girls basketball on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique, specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Hey there, sports fans. Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City, and we have a Lee's Crazy Sale going on. It's time to gear up for hockey, basketball, wrestling, or volleyball equipment, as it is all 20% off. That's right, 20% off all your favorite hockey, basketball, wrestling, and volleyball equipment. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, Lee's Pro Shop has everything you need to take your game to the next level. So don't wait. Stop by Lee's Pro Shop today. Save big on your favorite sports equipment. Hurry in for Lee's Crazy Sale. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Whoa, they've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store. Right now, load up on deals like Red Bull 8.4 ounce cans, 3 for $6.50, Frito-Lay varieties, buy one, get one free, buy a fountain drink and get a Reese's King Size candy bar for $2, and fill your propane tanks for $3.99 a gallon to get ready for hunting and frying that turkey. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsan, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
If aches and pains are holding you back, Wellia Health is here to assist you. Our sports medicine team is dedicated to getting you back to your passions. With extensive experience and expertise, we specialize in managing concussions, a worry for both young athletes and adults. Whatever the injury, let's get you back in action with an appointment at Wellia Health. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or conveniently schedule through your MyChart account. Visit welliahealth.org for more information.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Back here on 95.5 FM KEBEK, the final on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, the Mustangs fall to the Saints of St. Francis 55-34. Taking a look at the stats here in this one for the Saints. Well, they only had one player go over double-digit scoring, but they did a really good job of just giving the scoring out to multiple people, distributing the ball really well. It was Haley Schoenrock with 10. And behind her was Amira Stancer with 9. Then you had 8 for Emily Schoenrock. And then 3 players had 7. Alyssa Anderson, Macy Haas, and Addison Clancy each had 7. Then 5 for Chloe Wanderworth coming in late in the game. And 3 for Naomi Brasky. Leading the way rebound-wise was Schoenrock. That's Haley Schoenrock with 9. 6 for Emily Schoenrock and 5 for Stancer. They had 16 steals in the game. They were 5 of 8 from the free throw line, 0 of 2 here in the second half. And then they had 16 total team fouls, 10 of them in the first half. On the other side for the Mustangs, it was Tegan Osleen coming in with 10 points to lead the team. 6 for both Elia Kastenbauer and Emma Axtell. And then 5 for Addison Axtell, 4 for Sperling, and 2 for Amber Fix. 13 rebounds, though, for Addison Axtell. Next closest was Tegan Osleen with 6 of them. They had 14 steals. They took the ball away on the steal 8 times here in the second half. They had 2 blocks. They were 9 of 18 from the free throw line and had 8 total team fouls. So one of the things that I noticed here is even though they do play that zone, they did a really good job of even being down and trying to come back and be a little bit more aggressive. They did a good job of not fouling, and that's got to be worth something going forward for this Mustang team.
Yeah, I think Coach Dalby's probably going to look at that zone and say, hey, I think we can win some games in our conference. It's not every day that you're going to play a team that has the size that St. Francis had. A 3A school, the Schoenrock girls are tall girls. I don't think Mille Lacs is going to have that same kind of height tomorrow. So I think you look at your 2-3 zone and you say, we did some good things on that. We really made them shoot some long outside shots. And if they can do that and force Mille Lacs and to shoot those outside shots and rebound well, I think they're going to have a good shot tomorrow night, actually, already against Mille Lacs.
Yeah, they should. And again, it was they finished with 34 points, so they came out here in the second half, put up 21. So they outscored themselves from the first half. But again, it wasn't so much that their offense or defense necessarily played that bad. It's just that St. Francis executed on a few more of their offensive drives, and again, turnovers were a big key here in this game. The turnovers for Mora led to plenty more scoring opportunities for St. Francis. More times than not, St. Francis capitalized on those and turned them into points. But you come back and cut those turnovers in half or more. This is a completely different looking game.
Yeah, if I'm Dalby, I'm showing the girls the times when they scored against our defense, when we were able to set up in our 2-3 zone. What was their offense like versus the times we turned the ball over, and what did they score? And I think you're going to see, like you said, it's a different ball game then. And I think part of those struggles for Mora are just dealing with Abby Kellish out for the season, and hopefully, as the season goes along, we get into February, and you're going to see the younger girls start to feel more confident in their abilities now. All right, I can do this now. I've had multiple games without Abby. I can take the ball now. I can bring the ball up the floor. I can handle the ball against some pressure. And I think you're going to see this Mora team grow throughout the year.
Yeah, and it's really tough because this is their first game without Kellish, Abigail Kellish. And again, you had said it, the key word, learning to play without her, and that has got to be so tough. First game back without her to face this height that they did, the press that they did. You talk about Kellish kind of being the key player for them for a long time, and she would have been the one they counted on, but unfortunately she is, again, out for the season. Wish her nothing but the best on her recovery journey, and hopefully we can see her back here next year and just light it up. But yeah, it is learning to play without her, and I can't wait to see where this Mora team winds up at the end of the season, because it's going to look a lot different for the better, and I can't wait to see where they are. I think they could go into the playoffs, wind up surprising a team or two.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, Coach Dalby is really just wanting to set the culture here. You saw the youth out there during warm-ups, during pregame, and I think all of that, I talked to somebody at halftime about their youth travel programs that are going on right now, and I think that's so important is for the head coach to be involved in that. I think Dalby has some young girls himself that are going to be in the program in the future, and so he's in it for the long haul, and he's starting with the youth to build the program, to get the culture the way that it needs to be. So the future is going to be bright here for Mora girls basketball.
It is, and you talk about the culture. I had a chance to talk with him preseason, and he just talked about that culture, bringing it in, and how the girls have really bought into it, and how it can be hard to buy into a culture and kind of resetting a culture. And he said the girls have really bought in. They've done a good job. It hasn't been easy, but they've done a good job of buying in and trying just to do what has been asked of them. Again, it is not easy, but they have done a really good job of that, and he was really impressed, even the first couple weeks of practice, at how they have bought into that. Again, the Mustangs do fall here in this one to 2-7 on the season. The Saints will go one game above 500 to 6-5 and extend their win streak now to 5 games, and they will have the rest of the week on the road, though, so not going to be easy. But for Mora, again, they are 2-7 now on the season, and they're right back at it tomorrow night. So there is no rest for this Mora girls basketball team. They're right back at it tomorrow night at home, though, so that is the benefit. They will host the Mille Lacs Raiders, a conference game. That'll be a good chance for them to get a conference win on the year. And then they will be back at it after that on Thursday, when they will travel to Ogilvie, and that should be a good game. I know Ogilvie's had a really good year, and then they might be looked at as more the favored team in that one, but I feel like Mora and Ogilvie are a little bit more evenly matched than people would think.
Yeah, again, if Mora can play their defense, play their 2-3 defense, and force Ogilvie to shoot outside shots, and if Mora rebounds the ball well, I think Mora's going to be in a lot of these conference games. I look at their schedule: Mille Lacs tomorrow, Ogilvie Thursday, and then Moose Lake next Tuesday. I think you're going to see Mora continue to grow and be in these ball games.
They really will be, if you're asking me to. I would 100% agree with that. As we go to our website, you can go to that, kbk.com, go to the sports tab, click on broadcast schedule. You'll see what's coming up for the rest of this week. We'll just give you kind of a look at it. Tomorrow we've got more girls basketball. On this station, it will be Bram and Pine City. That should be a heavyweight bout between those two teams. Pine City seems to be getting on the right track, while Bram, obviously the favorites in the conference other than Crosby Ironton. But I still believe if Bram and Crosby were to have played a second time, that game would look a lot different. But Bram and Pine City will face off here tomorrow. Then we've got some boys basketball going on in our WCMP stations. Pine City will host Bram. Rush City will host East Central. Then Thursday, we've got a lot coming your way. Thursday, we've got boys hockey on our WCMP station. On our AM, Pine City hosting Northern Edge. Then the girls, Hinckley Finlayson will host Pine City, another conference game. And then in another conference game, as we just spoke about, Mora and Ogilvie will go at it. That'll be right back here on this station. Then on our YouTube, girls basketball, East Central and St. John's Prep. That game always seems to be a good one between St. John's Prep and East Central. Love calling those games. Then on Friday, we've got more coming your way. This time it's all boys basketball on Friday. Bram will host Aiken on our YouTube. Mora will host Ogilvie on this station. Pine City will host Hinckley Finlayson on WCMP AM, and then Rush City will host Mille Lacs on our FM station. And then it concludes on Saturday with Bram welcoming in Mountain Iron Buell for that girls basketball game. That should be another heavyweight bout between those two teams, and that again will be on this station, KBEK. Wrapping this one up, the Mustangs fall to the Saints of St. Francis, 55-34. Of course, we want to thank all of you who tuned in here tonight. We appreciate it. To give us a job to do, so we appreciate you tuning in. If you don't tune in, well, then we get told now we don't need to come out anymore. So we appreciate you all for tuning in. Of course, a huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we do. So we appreciate them all for sponsoring all of our broadcasts. Of course, a good way to stay tuned to the local sports is, well, the morning shows on this station, 95.5 FM, KBK, with Rock and Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30. Then over on 100.9 FM with Josh O'Meara on at 7:35 and 8:45 for your local sports update. We'll talk this game, all the other games in our local listening area, plus some regional and national sports as well. Another good way, I mentioned it before, but our websites, kvk.com, wcmpradio.com, plus all of our social medias, our Facebook pages for both stations, our Instagrams for both stations, and our Twitter at WCMP Radio for all things local sports, interviews, articles from games we've been at, game recaps, games coming up that day, games coming up this week, breaking sports news, LOI signings, records being broken, coaches retiring, coaches being hired, all that and more you can find on there. But again, I thank you so much for tuning in. And Chris, any final thoughts from this game?
I'm excited for the future for both of these programs. St. Francis has a young team, only one senior. They got the Shown Rocks. They're well coached by a former Gopher. They're going to be exciting to watch in the future. And Mora, with what Dalby's doing here, with what he's doing with the youth and the travel program, and the future looks very, very bright for the Mustangs as well.
It does. I can't wait to see them come closer to playoff time and throughout the season as well. But again, the final here in this one, the Saints beat the Mustangs 55-34. I want to thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. And, of course, remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone's going through. Your kindness could really make their day. Again, for nice 95.5 FM, KBEK, that's Chris Gable. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night.